In this video, we're breaking down the cheap habits that quietly build real wealth. We'll start with why small daily choices matter more than big income. Then we'll walk through the exact habits, Prishan, saving, spending, and investing creeps that cost almost nothing. Finally, I'll show you how to stack these habits into a lasting financial future. You don't need a six-figure salary to build wealth. You need habits. The kind so small you barely notice them, but powerful enough to change everything. Are you ready to build those habits? It's your entire financial future. Most people think wealth comes from one big break. A promotion, an inheritance, a lucky investment. But the truth is quieter than that. Wealth is built in the coffee you didn't buy, the subscription you canceled, the $10 you moved into savings without thinking twice. These habits cost almost nothing, yet they compound into something massive over years. The problem is, nobody teaches you which habits actually matter, so people waste energy trying everything on the wrong things, while the real wealth-building habits go unnoticed. That changes today. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the exact cheap habits. And that growing balance changes something else entirely, Tyus, the way you see. Every single purchase you make afterward. Suddenly, spending $70 on something you don't really need feels completely different because you can literally watch your savings account grow in real time, week after week. That kind of visual proof is far more motivating than any budgeting app notification could ever be. But here's the twist that most people completely miss. Automating your savings isn't only about the money sitting quietly in an account somewhere. It's about training your brain to treat saving as something non-negotiable, a fundamental part of your financial life. The exact same way you already treat rent, insurance, or a phone bill every single month. Once saving becomes non-negotiable, habit number 2 becomes almost effortless, Pare, and it's the one that quietly drains more accounts than any other mistake. That habit is subscription creep, Ankara. The slow, invisible pileup of small, recurring charges nobody actually tracks. A streaming service here, an app subscription there, a membership you forgot you signed up for 8 months ago. Individually, none of them feel like a big deal. That's exactly why they survive. But add them together, and the average person is quietly losing anywhere from $50 to $200 a month to services they barely use. Here's the fix, and it costs you nothing. Once a quarter, pull up your bank statement and highlight every recurring charge. Ask one simple question for each one. Would I sign up for this again today? Knowing what I know now? If not, cancel it half, and that recovered money fuels habit number 3. Habit number 3 is something most financially secure people do without even thinking. The 24-hour rule. Before any non-essential purchase over a set amount, they wait 24 hours before buying. Not because they can't afford it, but because waiting removes the emotional impulse that drives most unnecessary spending. Marketing is built entirely around urgency. Limited time offers, flash sales, countdown timers. All of it exists to make you decide before you think. The 24-hour rule breaks that spell completely, most of the time. The urge simply fades, and you realize you never actually wanted the item bought. You wanted the feeling of buying something. And when you still want it, after waiting, you buy it guilt-free. But there's a 4th habit that matters even more, pal. And it has almost nothing to do with money. Habit number 4 is simply this: spending 15 minutes a week learning. Not hours. One article, one video, one chapter of a book. Here's why this habit outperforms almost everything else on this list. Every other habit we've covered depends on knowing what to do. Automating savings, canceling subscriptions, waiting 24 hours, well, none of that works if you don't understand why it matters. Financial literacy is what turns these habits into true wealth, into a complete system instead of a random collection of tips you forget in a month. People who consistently learn a little about money start noticing opportunities everyone else misses. A fee they're overpaying, a smarter savings rate for round, and it compounds exactly like money does. Habit number 5 is one of the simplest, yet almost nobody sets it up. Separate accounts for needs and wants. Most people use one checking account for everything: grabbing, rent, groceries, coffee, impulse buys, cab, which means there's no visual boundary between essential spending and optional spending. Your brain can't tell the difference. So it doesn't. Open a second account. Every payday, a fixed amount goes into it for guilt-free spending. Dinners out, hobbies, whatever you enjoy. Once that account is empty, you stop spending on wants until the next payday. No tracking every latte. No spreadsheet guilt. The boundary does the work for you automatically. This turns budgeting from a discipline problem into a simple visual system. And that's exactly the kind of habit that survives a busy life. But habit 6 separates people who stay secure from those who slide backward. Habit number 6 is tracking your net worth, not just your income. Most people obsess over how much they earn each month. But income alone doesn't tell you if you're actually getting wealthier. Net worth does and compound. Everything you own minus everything you owe, checked once a month. Here's why this matters so much. Without a scoreboard, you can't tell if your habits are actually working. You're just hoping. But once you start tracking net worth, something shifts psychologically. Spending decisions stop feeling abstract because you can watch the number respond in real time. A canceled subscription shows up. An automated transfer shows up. Even paying down debt shows up as progress. And once you can see the game, habit 7 becomes obvious. Habit number 7 takes the classic advice everyone's heard. Pay yourself first, and fixes what's missing from it. Most people who follow this rule only think about current savings, an emergency fund, a house down payment, something they'll use in the next few years. But real financial security means paying 2 versions of yourself. The one living today and the one retiring decades from now. That means every time money moves automatically into savings, a portion also moves into a retirement account, even if it's small. $10 a week at 25 becomes something completely different than the same. $10 started at 45, purely because of time and compound growth. Skipping this habit is the most expensive mistake on this list. Habit 8 ties everyone together. Habit number 8 is the one people love to skip because it feels boring. Protecting the wealth you're building. All the saving and investing in the world can be wiped out in a single bad month without 2 things. An emergency fund and the right insurance. An emergency fund isn't about just any savings. It's for true emergencies, earning returns. It's about making sure one car repair or medical bill doesn't force you to break every other habit on this list just to survive the month. 3 to 6 months of essential expenses, sitting somewhere safe and boring, and is what keeps your long-term habits intact when life gets messy. Insurance works the same way. Nobody enjoys paying for it until the 1 month they desperately need it. This habit protects every other habit, the calm, the foundation the whole house sits on. Habit number 9 is investing consistently, no matter what the market is doing. Most people wait for the right time to invest. With Dow, when the market feels calm, when prices look low, when the news sounds positive. But that right time almost never arrives because markets are unpredictable by nature. The habit that actually works is far less exciting. Investing the same amount on the same schedule every single month, regardless of headlines. This is called dollar cost averaging, and it removes the guesswork entirely. Some months you'll buy high, some months low. Oh, pain. Over years, it averages out. And more importantly, you stay invested instead of sitting in cash waiting for perfect conditions. That consistency sets up the 10th and final habit, row, the one that ties this entire list together. Habit number 10 is the simplest of all. Consistency over intensity. None of the 9 habits before this one require perfection. They require repetition. A missed week doesn't erase your progress. No, quitting does. The people who quietly build wealth aren't smarter or luckier than everyone else. They just kept doing small, cheap, boring habits long after it stopped feeling exciting. Start with just 1 habit today, not all 10. 1. Because Safe Money was never about one big decision. It was always about what you consistently choose, starting right now.